bit about something that is very close to my heart, and it is for you if you are a coach or a consultant or a corporate trainer who would like more high paying corporate clients. That's what this live stream is about. Now, I am going live using Restream, so if you are seeing me live, or even if you're not seeing me live and you want to comment or ask me a question, you have to give Restream permission to actually let me see your name. So you do that by clicking the link, which is above this video, and then I can see your name. Now, I'm live in a number of places, so, oh, hello, it's lovely to see you, John. That's good to see you. Now, you know me. Well, maybe you don't know me. Let me quickly introduce myself for those of you who haven't met me yet. I'm Miriam Gilbert. I'm the founder of the Impactfulness Lab, where I help coaches, consultants, and corporate trainers land high-paying corporate clients by using the insights that I have gained in my 20 plus years of working in corporates as a senior decision maker and as a CFO, and the learnings that I've got from my 8 years of running my own corporate consultancy, plus all the research and studies that I have done around neuroscience and basically behavioral science nerdery that I find fascinating. That has allowed me to pull together a few approaches to really tap range of corporate decision makers, charm their their minds so that they can't wait to throw the budget at you. If that sounds good, leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, give me a little thumbs up emoji. Now let me very quickly check that you can actually hear me and see me. Yes, okay. Well, I know that definitely people on YouTube can, so that's good. And yes, great stuff. Now, I want to talk to you today about something that's quite hard for a lot of people to admit to. Yes, and even I sometimes get a little bit with that. And it's all about our worries whether we are pricing our offers, our services to corporates, whether we're pricing them right. Because there is a lot more to pricing your services than just like setting a price, telling your prospect about it and leaving it at that. We wonder, are we charging too much? Are we charging too little? Are we surprising the prospect when we state our prices? Should we maybe give a discount? What's everybody else charging? Oh my, what is the hourly rate that other people are charging? And then why on earth am I not making the profits that I really want to be making, despite the fact that I'm working so bloody hard, right? Is that something that you come across? I know that so many of you come across this all the time. And I do remember having that issue a lot myself. And sometimes I still fall into the trap a little bit. But I now know a lot more about it because not only do I understand how corporate decision makers decide whether your pricing is the right thing or not, because I used to be one of those people. I used to actually hold the budget purse strings and and say yes or no. And quite a lot of times I did actually say no. It was a bit of a cow, I guess. Well, it just didn't convince me. And that's the point. That is exactly the point. That you need to speak to the people who hold the budget, to the people who can hire you in ways that they can understand you, that they can really see what benefits your offer will bring them and what is in them for them and what is in for the wider organization too. That is super important. It's one of the crucial differentiators that sets selling to individuals apart from selling to corporates. It is so important. You have to make sure that you speak a language in your pricing that corporates can understand. That is the first thing to make sure that you're getting your pricing right. The second thing is something that I see all the time, and it manifests itself when people are charging too low prices. And that is because what happens is if you are offering something, a great service, maybe a really transformational program for that organization, maybe you're really going to help one of their teams. Let's say you're going to help the sales team improve their performance by 300%, or maybe you help their software engineering team to avoid stress and burnout and therefore increase productivity by, I don't know, 1,000%, whatever makes sense. Now, in those situations, it is super, super important if you are selling something that is of a kind of transformational impact on the organization, then you have to align your pricing with that kind of transformation. That is a massive important step that, frankly, most coaches and consultants do not pay enough attention to. And that is why I urge you, please, please pay attention to the alignment between transformation you offer and the pricing you charge. Now, that is number 2, alignment. And then there is number 3. And this is this is something where you've just been told a myth. Seriously, you've just been told a lie. This is where you might think that, let me step back. What is the lie? The lie is that they can't afford it, or that they don't have budget, or that because the economy is bad, they're not going to invest. It's just a lie. Seriously, it's just a lie, and you can stop believing that straight away. If you are worried about your pricing, then just stop worried about whether the economy can afford for you to actually be hired by companies. Because if you can bring a good service, then they will absolutely look for you. But, and here is a but, I always like to have a but, and that is that they will only pay for you if they can see the true value. Remember that first point we talked about? The value, the speaking the language that corporates can understand? That's what it's about. They must not fall for the trap of thinking that there is no budget. They tell you no budget. Seriously, they can find budget if they want to. I know. I do remember how I used to find budget for things that I wanted to invest in when I was a CFO of an international company. I could just shuffle things around. It can be done. It can always be done if they want it badly enough. So don't be pumped up with those kind of arguments in terms of why they come. If they have pricing objections like there is no budget, or the economy is bad, or whatever, or other people are charging less, then something has gone wrong in your step number 1. You are not speaking the language that they understand. Okay, now I do know that talking about pricing is really hard for many consultants and coaches as well. And trainers often fall into the trap of thinking, oh, well, this is what other people charge. And seriously, step out of all those brain farts. Just let them go. In the words of Elsa from Frozen, let it go. Because I know we think that we should have all the answers, and we think by looking on social media, and we think by looking online, in like brochures and all that, that everybody else has their chisel sorted, and that everybody else knows exactly the value of the offer and how they're going to price it, and they have all these amazing strategies and tactics, and that they're hitting all their goals. And you know what? The truth, it's not true. They don't. They are just as confused and as wondering what they should be charging for their offers as you are. The trick is that because it always looks so glossy from the outside, you tend not to put your own worries or concerns out, so you don't go and speak to other people, which means you keep being stuck in your little bubble where you can only talk to yourself, or maybe some friends, but you can't openly say, oh, hang on, I don't know what I should price myself, or I don't know how to increase my prices, or I struggle to make the profits that I want if my prices aren't right. That is a really hard one to admit, and I totally get it, because to be fair, I don't put those worries out on social media either. But I have a little tool that you can use, and you can figure out what is actually going wrong. That if you are not happy with either the prices you're charging your corporate clients or the profits that you're making from your corporate client business, then I have a little tool, and it's a fun quiz that you can do in 2 minutes or so. And at the end, you will get a personalized report on exactly what the main challenges for you are, and where the points are that you should address it, and you even get some free training on how to overcome the challenges that you have with pricing in your business. You can get this quiz on the URL here. Down there, you can see it right there, but I will also put it into the comments so that you can actually do that quiz, and you won't have to tell anybody that you are struggling with your pricing. Does that sound good? I think it sounds good. So hop over to the quiz, take the quiz right now, and get your pricing sorted so that you get paid the value that you're truly worth. See you soon.